They told you vegetables are always healthy. But what if I told you that some of them might be quietly damaging your joints, stealing your energy, and weakening your body from the inside, especially after 50? Hi there, and welcome back to Home Remedies Over 50, the channel where your health comes first. Today's video is not your average list of foods. We're diving into the vegetables you should never touch if you're over 50. And trust me, some of them might already be sitting in your kitchen right now. From eggplant to green bell peppers to white potatoes, these foods might seem harmless, even healthy, but they could be slowly affecting your mobility, increasing your pain, and making daily life harder than it needs to be. So grab a cup of tea, sit back, and watch this video all the way to the end, because the stories and science we're sharing today could change the way you feel every single day. And if you've ever felt stiff, tired, or inflamed for no reason, this might just be the reason. And if you learned something new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your stories. The vegetables you should never touch. Eggplant, a hidden danger to mobility. Eggplant, its deep purple skin and soft texture make it a popular choice in many dishes, from stews to stir-fries. But did you know that this seemingly harmless vegetable could actually be working against your health, especially as you age? While eggplants are low in calories and high in fiber, they also contain a compound called solanine, which can cause inflammation in some people, particularly seniors. If you're someone who already suffers from arthritis or joint pain, eggplants may be quietly making things worse without you even realizing it. Over time, the solanine in eggplants can contribute to joint stiffness and increased pain, especially in areas like your knees or hips. For seniors, joint pain can quickly become a barrier to independence. When muscles and joints hurt, simple tasks like getting up from a chair, walking down the stairs, or going for a stroll become a lot more difficult. But here's the surprising part: the effects of eating eggplant aren't always immediate. The pain and stiffness can build up slowly, which makes it harder to trace back to the vegetable. I want to share a personal story about my neighbor, Emma, who loved eggplant. She would have it in various dishes at least 3 or 4 times a week. At first, she didn't notice anything out of the ordinary, but after a couple of months, she began to feel more joint pain, particularly in her knees. She noticed that her usual walks around the block had become more difficult, and she started experiencing stiffness that wasn't there before. After a conversation with her, she decided to cut eggplant out of her diet for a month to see if it made a difference. Much to her surprise, her knee pain significantly decreased. Her mobility improved, and she found herself walking more freely again. Emma was relieved to discover that the culprit wasn't just age, it was the eggplant she'd been eating regularly. Once she eliminated it from her meals, her joints felt a lot better, and she regained some of the independence she had been losing. If you have arthritis or experience joint pain, cutting back on eggplant might be something worth trying. It's not always about eliminating every vegetable, but rather paying attention to how your body responds to different foods. In some cases, removing a seemingly harmless vegetable from your diet can make a world of difference. Green bell peppers, the silent inflammatory agent. Now, let's talk about green bell peppers. Many people think of them as one of the healthiest vegetables around, fresh, colorful, and packed with vitamin C. They're often tossed in salads or added to stir-fries, and their vibrant color makes them a popular choice for adding flavor and crunch to meals. But what if I told you that these peppers might be causing more harm than good, especially for seniors? Green bell peppers are part of the nightshade family, which includes tomatoes, potatoes, and eggplants. While these vegetables are generally nutritious, they contain a substance called lectins proteins that can cause trouble, especially as we get older. Lectins have been shown to interfere with digestion and cause low-grade inflammation in the body. For seniors, chronic inflammation can lead to a whole host of issues, including joint pain, muscle weakness, and poor circulation. Now, I know what you're thinking, but they're so healthy. How can green peppers be bad for me? The problem with green bell peppers lies in their lectin content. Over time, if you eat them frequently, the low-level inflammation caused by lectins can add up, and that's when you may start noticing symptoms like stiffness, leg cramps, or even digestive issues. For seniors, this can affect your ability to move easily, and it might even lead to more serious health problems if left unchecked. I've seen this happen with some seniors in my community. They love their green bell peppers whether it's in salads, stir-fries, or as a snack, but they often complain about experiencing stiff joints and leg cramps. After a few months of talking with them and encouraging them to experiment with their diet, they decided to cut green peppers out for a while. Guess what happened? Many of them reported feeling a noticeable improvement in their energy levels, mobility, and even their digestion. One woman I worked with, Sally, had been enjoying green bell peppers in her meals for years. After hearing about the potential downsides of lectins, she gave it a try and eliminated them for a few weeks. Sally said that, within just a few days, her legs felt lighter, and her usual afternoon fatigue was much less intense. She also noticed that her knees weren't as stiff when she walked up the stairs. It wasn't an overnight miracle, but she felt a significant difference in her overall energy and movement. So, if you're experiencing unexplained muscle weakness, stiffness, or digestive problems, green bell peppers could be contributing to the issue. While they're not inherently bad for everyone, eliminating them for a short period to see how your body responds is a simple and easy experiment to try. White potatoes, comfort food, but at what cost? Finally, we have white potatoes, the comfort food we all know and love. Whether mashed, baked, or fried, they've been a staple in many households for generations. But here's the catch: while they may taste delicious, white potatoes can actually be doing a lot more harm than good, especially as we get older. White potatoes are high in simple carbohydrates, which means they quickly convert into sugar in your body. This can cause spikes in your blood sugar levels, which puts a strain on your circulatory system, particularly your arteries. For seniors, this is especially concerning because our arteries naturally become stiffer and less flexible with age. When blood sugar spikes occur too often, they can accelerate the aging process and increase the risk of health problems, like poor circulation, heart disease, and diabetes. These blood sugar spikes also contribute to inflammation, which can affect everything from your joints to your muscles. Chronic inflammation can make it harder to stay active and can increase the risk of falls, one of the leading causes of injury in seniors. But here's the thing, it's not just the potatoes themselves, it's also how they're often prepared. Many of us love a warm plate of mashed potatoes with butter and cream, or crispy French fries, but these extra ingredients only make the situation worse. The added fats and salts make the inflammation even more intense and can lead to further health issues. Let me tell you about my friend Mark, a gentleman in his 60s who absolutely loved mashed potatoes. He'd eat them with almost every dinner, and sometimes even as a snack. However, after a few years of indulging in his favorite comfort food, Mark began noticing some troubling signs. His feet started to feel cold and tingly, especially after meals, and his legs would often cramp up at night. These weren't just minor discomforts, they were affecting his mobility and overall quality of life. When Mark mentioned these symptoms to me, I suggested he try cutting back on white potatoes for a while to see if it made a difference. He agreed to give it a shot, swapping out his mashed potatoes for sweet potatoes instead. To his surprise, within a few weeks, his symptoms started to improve. His feet didn't feel as cold anymore, the tingling sensation in his legs began to fade, and his cramps were much less frequent. Mark was amazed at how much better he felt just by swapping one type of potato for another. Switching from white potatoes to healthier alternatives, like sweet potatoes, can make a big difference in reducing inflammation and keeping your blood sugar levels stable. Sweet potatoes are full of fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants, which help support your circulatory system and keep your muscles strong. So, while white potatoes may hold a special place in your heart, they might not be the best choice if you're looking to maintain your health and independence as you age. Eggplants may trigger hidden inflammation, especially in your joints. Green bell peppers, though colorful, could be causing stiffness and fatigue due to lectins. And white potatoes. They might be delicious, but the blood sugar spikes and hidden inflammation they bring, they just aren't worth the cost to your health. The good news. You have the power to make small changes today that can bring big relief tomorrow. Just try cutting these veggies out for a few weeks and really listen to your body. You might be surprised how quickly your energy, mobility, and comfort improve. If you've ever felt unexplained aches, or if today's video reminded you of someone you care about, share this video with them. And don't forget, leave a comment below and tell us, have you tried eliminating any of these vegetables? Did you notice a difference? Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video that helps you feel better, move better, and live more independently, because that's what we're all about here at Home Remedies Over 50. Until next time, take care of yourself, you deserve it.